Hello everyone, welcome back to Find Your Voice with Tatiana podcast. Today we are going to talk about self-love, and before I introduce my guest, I really want to appreciate you all for the love that you've shown me on my first video. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and share so that you can easily get access to the videos that I will be posting. And thank you so much. Your mind shapes you to become the person that you are today, or the person that you want to be. So how does your mind plays part, or the role of the mind? Because you talk self it includes the mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your mind is one of the major contributing factors of the position that you are in life, because you put yourself in certain positions because of the decisions that you had made prior.
Okay.
So every decision you make is based on your thought process. So if your mind is not in a good shape, you're bound to make terrible decisions. So your mind is supposed to be in a position where it is free and has the ability to make decisions without being influenced by an external factor like drugs or alcohol or substances like that. So your mind is supposed to be free, or let's say independent. So if it's independent, you can make right decisions that puts you in a place of a good emotional, physical, and the mental state that is acceptable.
Okay.
It's what I'm saying. Your mind is very, very imperative, because whatever you feed your mind is what you become. So if you feed your mind unhealthy stuff, right, you become unhealthy, and everything that comes out of you is just unhealthy.
Okay. So if
You can go. No, okay, so with what my brother said, that is what I wanted to just, elaborate more on that. Bible says that whatever a man thinketh, so he is.
Yes.
All right. So I have a question. I'm here to just ask questions, okay? All right, so how does your mind identify yourself? That is my question. How does your mind brings you out, yourself out? I don't know if you get my question.
I understand.
Yes.
Very good question. I never had such a good question before.
What's the question?
The question is, how does your mind brings you yourself out?
I just think this is more to do with your mind, right? How it is. Because I feel like if your mind is that inferiority complex, right? What's just going to be portrayed is the inferiority complex, right? And if your mind is that superiority complex and that boastfulness, that's what's just going to come out. So it has a lot to do with the nature of your mind, right? And your willingness to reveal your identity.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Okay, so the reason why I asked this question, they said whatever man thinks, so
Yes,
he
he
is,
is,
right?
yeah.
And sometimes, based on the speculations that people just come out with, especially with concerning what people think about you. If you come to believe it, it means that the mind has actually captured it, and you come to believe that so you are, right? But beyond that, there is a true you, the true self in you. So, how does the mind go beyond what people are saying to bring the true you out?
Oh, okay. Before you ask, I feel like this has to do with uh, self-reflection, right? I have had quite close friends of mine. They say I am a bit. It's very wrong.
No, no, it's
But
alright.
they say I'm a bit misogynistic, right?
Mhm.
And because they keep on saying it, right? And they're two different or different individuals, right? So I'm like, okay, it's fine. These people, they aren't crazy. There's something that they notice in me, right? Right. So upon self-reflection, actually realizing, you know what, I might not be misogynistic, right? But there are certain things that I may do or say that make them feel like I am misogynistic, right? So it's upon your reflection after you've heard what people think about you, right? And then if you see, maybe these things are not quite as good as I thought to be, that's when you start being affected by what people say, right? But when you do that reflection and then you find out maybe you don't see it at all, you be like, these guys are lying, it don't matter, that's not who I am. Whenever you feel like there is some truth to what they're saying, that's when everything starts affecting you yourself.
Okay, so in that process, that is where people actually get that mental, like going to depression and all those kind of things. If you come to believe that.
Yeah. And if you can't take it, because people might say you are A, B, C, and D, and maybe it is a surprise to you, right? And you fail to come to terms with it, and then that's when you get down that rabbit hole, and then you get depressed. Yeah.
So okay, my last question before the host actually comes in, all right? So in this relating to this is self-love, right? And then we're talking about mental health. So when those things just happen, this comes to our topic. How do you love yourself? What is the self-love now?
No, I'll let you answer this one. Too much
You
talking
see?
about it.
Did you get up a question? Okay, so you see, based on the previous question, all right, when people just talk a lot about you, talk trash, and they come to believe it, this is where it leads people to depression, people even committing suicide and all those kind of things, all right? So this comes to our topic. When you go through all these things, how do you love yourself? That is where we are on now the topic. So self-love. What is self-love?
Given that you have been succumbed to a situation which forces you to feel bad or change the perspective that you have about yourself, then you need to constantly reassure yourself through affirmations, telling yourself that I'm pretty, I'm confident, I'm this. You tell yourself the person that you think you are or the person that you want to be constantly. You journal about the emotions that you have. Let's say they're telling you that you're a terrible person. You express your emotions in a diary that are people saying this, I feel this way. Like by expressing your emotions, you let go of the feelings that are making you feel like the certain person that people have described you to be. And also you have to put yourself, surround yourself with a community of people that understand you or that reflect the person that you want to be, so that they constantly remind you of the person that you are. And maybe seek therapy so that the therapist can reassure you, help you process the emotions that are making you feel less off of a person, so that you come to love yourself again.
That is wonderful. I'm learning.
As for me, I just feel like it's the first step that you have to do is reflect, right? People say a lot of stuff, right? And I think it's not good for you to just dismiss everything that they say, right? I understand some people might be hating on us, right? But do not judge the person behind the mic, right? Judge what they say, right? And if there is some truth to whatever they say, right? Reflect, how can I improve myself? If you actually acknowledge that I have A, B, C, and D flow, right? You ask yourself, am I able to change these flows, right? And if you can, you work towards it. Do not pressurize yourself to change everything in a short period of time, because it is a process. For me, I learned actually boys high school, right? And I wanna lie, boys high schools can be very, very, very abusive,
Very.
right? I wanna say this. Like my own friends, they always used to mock me about my complexion, right?
Okay.
They would be like, they would just switch off the light, and they'd be like, please, I know. Or they can be like, Chimoga looks like under the bed. It's fine, right? So, at first, right, it really used to get to me, right? And then I started actually laughing with them, right? So that the bullying stops. They would actually make the funny jokes. Like, there were like three guys of us who were actually dark in complexion. And then they'd be like, that's the Holy Trinity. So, you know what? So we started making jokes with this. We laugh with them, right?
Okay.
And then I realized, you know what? This is who I am, right? I'm not going to change myself. That's how God created me. Right? I started loving myself more because I know I can't change. It's fine. If they feel like I'm too dark, fine. I can't change that, right? And also, I used to have a really, really bad temper. Yeah. I got myself into a couple of fights with one of my close friends. Funny thing, we actually friends up until this day, but yeah, they were nasty fights. Right? I started realizing, how does this make me a better person? Right? It just makes me fight the people who I really, really love. And from that day, I feel like I can barely remember the time I was really, really angry. Maybe I'm just be angry for like 5 minutes and then I'm actually good. So it's upon self-reflection, and when you go to the dream board, you realize you have A, B, C, and D flows, and how best are you able to change yourself? And then you give yourself time. You have to be patient with yourself. You don't have to be hard with yourself. You understand, yeah, we have flows, but you know, I'm going to work on these flows from today, try to be a better person.
So
We are learning, right?
yeah.
Trust me, I've been learning as
So
well.
yeah, I faced the same issue because I was and I was slim.
You know,
And you
wait,
know?
you mean you used to fight too?
No, not fight. The same situation of because you are dark, and I was also tiny. Like I was very tiny.
Okay.
So yeah, people would say you are one of us. Imagine the guy saying you are part of us. My guy, ain't you a girl?
You look the same.
The same. Like yeah, my guy. So it was a struggle, and I think it affected me like so badly till today. The emotions that I feel like sometimes I'm not confident about myself because of those things that happened, right? And I feel like sometimes I'm not good enough because the circle that I was in, they made me feel that I wasn't good enough. For you to be good enough, you have to look a certain way. You have to have, when you're a girl, you have to have boobs, you have to have big this and this and this and that, right? And I didn't have that. So I want to know, like you were in the same situation, right? People change. People, if you are dark, it's easier to be lighter. You know. So how did you go there?
Mind that duck.
So, because people, because when we have negative emotions and everything, people take it differently. Some will find a solution to that, and the solutions are always different. So some will bleach at the end of the day and like, okay, let me become light. How was that journey for you to the point that you accepted, like, okay, fine, I'm dark and this is who I am, and I'm going to embrace it and love myself? How was that journey for you, and how did you get there? What were the challenges? What were the struggles? And how did you keep pushing? What motivated you to embrace that?
I feel like the journey was quite toxic because it was just fighting fire with fire, right? Because I wasn't the only one being. I don't want to use the word abuse because it wasn't abuse, right? Because also doing that. I just feel like you would just find some negative things about that person, right? And then you just throw it there so that the crowd, right, they jump on it, and then it's now more like a fight of words, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize, you know what, this person is saying, I'm not good enough, I'm too dark, right? But then you look at them, they also have maybe certain flaws. But
Yeah.
you're like, why is he judging me? And yet you also have like some flaws, right? So there's this song by NF. It says, do not try to pretend to be the person you are not, because people, they'll always judge you, right? And the people who will be judging you, right, they may be actually worse than you.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of accepting yourself and knowing, you know what, everyone is not perfect. Because I'm trying to impress this person. Like, I was like, you know, if I bleach, right, it's fine. They can't mock me about being that.
Yeah.
Right? But guess what? They're going to mock me about bleaching.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know what, you can't really appease these people. So, you know, whatever they want, like, let them do what they want, right? But for me, I know I am good the way I am, and yeah, I started loving myself. And sometimes, you know, for me, I feel like those negative words, if you actually start saying them yourself, like saying, you know, I'm dark and I'm okay with it, right? I'm good the way I am. I feel like when someone says it, right, it won't have that effect it has when you do not actually acknowledge your flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like this is so amazing. I'm actually learning a lot. But one thing that I know, you see, you guys, it's not only you. Personally, they said I'm short. And I like it like that. It's like, no, let me be honest with you. No matter how short I am, I'm taller than someone. That is my
Yes.
motivation.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Yeah.
sometimes when you listen to what people just say, you keep on doing things that you will end up hurting your own self or doing some things that you will regret it. Honestly speaking, I've told myself that if there's no comparison, or like if there's no comparison, right, there won't be anything like this one is taller than this person, this one is fair than this one is darker than this one. Kelvin Hart said something. I don't know if you know Kelvin Hart.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that you know, personally, I'm actually taller than Kelvin Hart based on the height that he has put in out there, right? But then he once said something. He said, "People that actually mock me of my height, sorry, I'm richer than them." You understand? So he doesn't care. So sometimes you have to come to a self-realization that this is how I am.
Yeah.
God created me in His image. So if this is me, it means that this is God.
Yeah.
So I have to come to love myself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just do some. I remember there was this guy too. They said he was actually like dark, and he started bleaching. Oh my God! When you see him, you see some black, red. I don't know if it is yellow or red. You get it? So now he was shy to even come out because people were laughing at him. There was one celebrity too in Ghana. He's a boxer. He's called Bukum Banku. He started bleaching, you know, like he got to know that it is no good. He stopped. Now you have to just it's about the mind. You have to renew the mind and come to accept to the terms that this is me. And you have to just love yourself.
Yeah, I think that was like that with me, because at the end of the day, it's all like you have to put it out. I went to my dad. I remember I said with my dad and my mom, it's like, no, me, I'm tiny. Like, why am I tiny?
My sister, you are fat.
Yeah. Why am I sister? Like, do I look like? And now, if you see my father, and if you see, we are like, we have similar things. I'm like my father. I'm the photocopy of him. So people are like, yeah, you're a man. That's what you see. And then now, why am I not like my mom? Yes, and my mom is like very light. Then my dad is dark, right? So my dad told me something like, look, at the end of the day, you should embrace and love yourself and love who you are. You are not defined by what people think about you. You are defined by what you think about yourself. So it's like, okay, let me get this right. I'll work on it. So I started working on it, and I became the head girl. Oh my God. Now I'm dark, but I'm really new. So at the end of the day, you say something, you suffer for it. That was like rough somehow. It wasn't love. Because at the end of the day, now people are scared to say things because they know. Like in Zimbabwe, if you're a prefect, you're also like a teacher, can give you a punishment. Like, yeah, so it was like that. So somehow I had the power to like control things. Like, okay, you don't say things to me and just get away with it. You get it. And also I realized that, you know what, the moment that you start believing and dwelling in what people say about you or in what you think is not always the truth about you. You evolve, you change. You have to forgive yourself and say, okay, fine, I did think about myself in such a way, but am I really like that? No. Is this the person that I want to be? No. So, what do I want to be? And be that and focus on that. Don't dwell and focus on things that you cannot control or things that you feel like you're not good enough. If you focus on the bad, you never grow and you not embrace the person that you want to be. Focus on what else, what can I do better? There's the book that I read. I think it also helped me, Atomic Habit. It talks about the actions that you do every day are the thoughts of the person that you want to become. The things that you think about most of the times are the thought of the person that you want to be. So at the end of the day, I sit with myself and say, if I start thinking now I'm tiny, I'm not good enough, I'm dark, like at the end of the day, this is what I want to be. Yes, I'm dark, but I'm beautiful. If you don't think I'm beautiful, that's your own problem. Okay? Because I am. So, and I also like, you know what? I want to be a model. I can be Miss Africa with my body. With your fat body, you can't be Miss Africa. So at the end of the day, there are advantages of you being thick and there are advantages of you being slim. So I'll be the Miss Africa in the next 5 years and you come to me and, you know, ask for a job and I'll help you and stuff. I'm the one now feeding you. So at the end of the day, you have to sit down with yourself and what is the advantage of me being like this and this and this and that, and accept that and focus on those advantages and move on with life. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just say this. Nobody has the ability to look like how he is or she is when you're coming on this earth or when you're coming on this. And then I mostly tell people, you did not get the opportunity to choose your own parent.
Yeah.
You did not get the opportunity to choose your own family. If you had, maybe I'm sure you wish that your father is Donald Trump, Bill Gates, and all those stuff. But one thing that we should just analyze, the people that we have the ability to bring them in our lives are the people that hurt us. And they are the people that we allow them to get to us. For example, when I came on this earth, I did not know you. I did not know you. I came to meet you, you know, like recently, right? But these are the people that will mock us. These are the people that will just, you know, say things about us.
Yeah.
And then we come to just believe them and it hurt us. So to me personally, I don't let anybody that I have the ability to bring in my own life say something to affect me. The only person who can actually get to me is a family member. When my mom or my dad or my sibling say something about me, that one it will get to me. But trust me, any other person, just I don't care about that, because this is me and I wouldn't let you just come and ruin me myself. I have come to some terms that Lawrence, this is me. Even people think that the name of my channel, the Shortcut Boy, think that it's because I'm short.
Short.
That is fine.
But we can relate.
No, like it connects, right? But then that is not how it is. When I'm using the computer, I love using the shortcuts. You
Oh,
understand?
okay,
So
yeah.
that is where I actually got the name from. One of my lecturers gave me that name, the short, because he asked us to guess, create a folder, right? And on the normal way, you just right click, go to new, and then I used the keyboard to just create a folder on the desktop. It was like, hey, the shortcut boy.
Oh.
That was it. That was how the name came about. But people think that is because but am I short though?
Yeah.
No matter how short I am, I'm taller than someone. It's just a joke. I just love
Yeah.
myself. But then sometimes it's also painful. Let me give you this funny joke. Sometimes you see a lady that you actually crashing on, right? And then you go, like, you are not my type. I like you guys. You see, that is where sometimes the depression and all those kind of things comes in. You be like, oh, so this is how this life is. But then you have to just come in terms with it. People have choices, people have preferences. So you can't just be like, okay, if this is what the person like, you should just force yourself to just do that. No, just love yourself.
Okay.
The way you are, someone actually loves you like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's.
But do you really blame us with like, you're short? Man, like, is it our fault? Like saying you're not my type.
Why would you say that?
No, I sometimes you don't say it directly. No, there are guys that don't understand.
The problem
Like-
is, like I feel like the problem comes when you say, I'm not your type, I am too short, right? And then the next thing, I see you dating someone who is my height. I'm like,
See,
there's something.
bro, let me tell you something. You become every girl's type when you have money.
No.
For example, like Kevin Hart. I'm saying, okay,
I'm telling you.
let's say this. If Kevin wasn't rich, would you think I would have a wife? He actually have like I think he has an ex-wife, if not two. I think he's like he needs to get married.
Let me be honest with you. As a man, just work hard.
Exactly.
Get money.
Work
No.
You are everyone's type. I'm telling you.
No, let's
Women are
ask.
very, very lucky.
Let's ask Michelle. Let's
But-
ask Michelle. Let's ask Michelle. Michelle,
So
what do you think?
about this?
I think that money is a contributing factor, major contributing factor to some people. Although
Not to you.
To me, personally.
personally.
I love a provider. Not to say that if a guy is not rich,
Go
I will
straight
not
to the
cho-
point. Don't sugarcoat it. Like money.
I love money. I love money. Yes, I want me a provider. Yes, I've worked hard to be in this position, so I want a man who is better than me, who is able to lead me somewhere, not a man that I can lead.
Even if he is short.
Even if he is short.
Exactly. You see the
It's all
point.
right.
Exactly.
Women.
I'm out.
Exactly. You see, you need to work hard. That's how life is.
Hey, height matters to me.
Wait.
Let's continue.
But then, at the end of the day, guys, when you're choosing a partner, it's not about money. Yeah, there is a part, but I need someone who inspires me.
Okay, can I ask a question? Okay. Would you love to be with someone who is short, rich, and provides every need for you, have the qualities that you need? Or be with a tall guy who is handsome, not really rich, okay, and does not respect you? Just choose one.
Yeah, oh,
Just
no,
choose
I
one.
can't compromise respect.
Okay, so you go in for the other one. So you should tell you that life goes beyond tall people. Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Thank
But
you.
anyway, girls out there, it's okay to say, my dad say, Tatenda, there is no grow together. If you bring your boyfriend grow together here, I will not accept that. Why do you mean grow together? You haven't slept on a mattress and now the boyfriend say we'll get married and we'll sleep on. No, you don't do that. Grow yourself and I'm growing myself and then we'll meet. Then we'll upgrade. There's no growing together, there's upgrading together. So at the end of the day, don't settle for less. Settle. That also that comes in with loving yourself. You can't suppress yourself of other things because you want to be in a relationship with someone, or you feel like you have to be in a relationship. It's okay to be single and be okay with it and embrace that and focus on yourself and improve yourself. That's when no, I'm not saying that because I'm single. I'm saying no, guys, it's okay because now people don't love themselves. I've seen people that are in toxic relationship, you understand? Because they're scared that they will be single, or they were in this relationship with a guy and it was public, right? And you were posting, because us who are single will talk at the end of the day. I'm sorry, guys. Like, we said it.
Okay. With this conversation is very interesting. I want to ask a question. So, we are going to the causes of, like not being self-love.
Yeah.
You understand? In terms of physically, right?
Yeah.
Like relationship. What are some of the causes that will actually put you not to love yourself in terms of relationship?
Can I jump on this?
Yes, sure.
I just feel like it's about you thinking. Okay, for example, right? I feel like for guys, we actually do this. There is that girl that you know, these people are the best girl that I've met. Right? You're probably not going to upgrade. Right? The only way you can go is lower than that. Right? And then maybe she doesn't treat you right. Right? And now you're in a position where you're like, you know what? Then we have to break up with her, right? Because you know how good she is, right? And the only way you're going from her is down, right? So because of that, you feel like, let me just compromise whatever she's just doing, right? And let me stay in there, right? So I feel like it's just a matter of putting people on a pedestal, right? You just know, no matter who you are, you cross this line, right? We're done, right? Have values, have those principles that you can compromise. You know what? Like every action has to have like consequences, right? You do this, we done, right? Everything else we might find a way to do it, right?
Okay.
But you do certain things like disrespect, we done.
Okay, so let me ask you, what is one thing that when a lady crosses, you just done with a person?
For me,
Yes,
for me it's cheating.
cheating.
Cheating and what can you say? Wait, actually a lot of things. Actually, there's a lot of things, right?
No, just give us three. What
But
do you think?
if I'm to summarize them, is cheating, being disrespected, and being compared to either anyone or especially the old boys, the guys who were before me.
Okay.
And I can't. Like, if you're comparing me to the old boys, you might as well go and be with the old boys. I'm okay with it. Like, you disrespect me, I feel like love has to like goes hand in hand with respect. So once you disrespect me, I feel like you no longer love me. And as for cheating, I'm like, cheating is not a one-time thing. You thought about it, right? You acted upon it, right? And then especially when it's repeated, I'm like, oh no, what?
You even wait for them to repeat.
What if it is once and he says it's the devil?
Once.
Yes, and he says it's the devil.
No. What?
That's all. It's fine. We're okay.
Or you've not heard it before. Baby, it's not me, it's the devil.
I will never
That's another
forgive.
thing. Accountability. Not being accountable for your own actions. No.
If you cheat, we are done. Don't even come to me to explain your thing. I don't need your sorry. I've already forgiven you.
Wow.
So don't come to me and explain your stories. I don't need them.
Okay.
Because you cheated. There's no room for cheating. Is not a mistake. It's a choice that you've made, and you feel like I'm not good enough. So why would I be with someone who thinks I'm not good enough? Because going out there and looking for someone, it means there's something that's lacking that you really want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an interesting question. Is there a reason to cheat?
No, there's no reason to
Why?
cheat. It's like people make up reasons in their mind so that they comfort themselves for the wrongdoing that they're doing. There is no valid reason for cheating. Even if you're saying that I'm looking for a child because you can't bear me children, it's still not a reason. You could have come to me and told me that, Michelle, we can adopt a kid, we can do surrogacy. There are several ways in which we can look for kids, but you chose the other alternative to go behind my back and cheat on me, disrespect the relationship that we have. So no, cheating doesn't have a reason.
Let's talk for married people. Although none of us is
Married.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that you're married, right? And then your husband says that I've had situations where I have to cancel some married people before. All right, and it was very funny. People are going through a lot, right?
Okay.
The man went to cheat because the wife, in the name of like every day I'm tired, this, that. So like the wife was actually denying the husband for. So in this case, if the husband pass small to do one or two things behind and then the lady catches like him, is it valid?
No, it's not. Even God said the only way that a man and a woman will
God did not
divorce
say that.
is only when one commits adultery. There you can divorce.
Okay.
But then, so if God, the one who created us, understand that, hey, when someone commits adultery, guys, you are allowed, because he knows we'll be going through.
Can I also give you a story in the Bible? You know King David, right?
Yeah.
The Bible says that he went for Uriah's wife, and then God sent the prophet Nathan to him, right? And then through this conversation, I think it's the book of Chronicles or Kings, I've forgotten. God asked David, "You have 4 wives. If you needed more, I could have added." This is also God saying to David. So in this situation,
But then let's talk of the David situation. What happened to his kid? The David kid, went against him to a point that he won. You see the products of cheating. Those are the products. You see so David had a thing, right? And they have kids.
No,
and now
the kid died.
they
Yes.
okay, there's this, I think it's
No,
David
this
or
one is
not.
a different story.
Yeah. So it's David. I will recheck. But then there's someone in the Bible. He had a kid, right? From the product of cheating. Yeah. So the kid grew up and then he went against the father. Now he wants to be the king. See the product. It's okay to say. So men, when you are cheating, your products that you're going to bring from those cheating things, at the end of the day, even in the Bible, the kid went against his father. Now he wants the throne. And he did so many things. And he ended up to a point of there was a war between a father and a son. And then because the father loved the son, he said, don't kill my son, right? He should come back alive. But at the end of the day, he was killed in that war. And he died.
Okay,
right?
Well, that was just by the way.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you see the products of cheating. It's not good somehow, some way. It's not okay.
Like, that cheating thing was just by the way, right? But then the question I wanted to ask, you said the only thing that you can actually go away from is cheating or adultery. Okay, so let's assume that you get abused in a marriage, right? You are being beaten up and all those kind of things. Are you still going to stay because the Bible says that the only thing you can just leave a marriage is adultery? It's to all of us.
Now, we should answer this one.
Yeah.
Okay. There are some things the Bible didn't address, like letting go of the marriage once you're experiencing physical abuse or verbal abuse. But as a person, you know that it is not good for your physical and mental health. You have to let go of other things. It doesn't necessarily state that you should stay with that person even after he beats you. And you know what is right. Our brain tells us what is right and what is wrong. And you know that staying with this man is not good for my kids, it's not good for my mental health. So you have to let go. Even if the Bible doesn't say that you have to let go or not.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, I feel like it has to do with self-love. So, especially when the guy is actually abusing you.
Exactly.
Right? And you might not mean it, like, you might not mean to kill you, right? But the fact that he's beating you, you never know. You never know. So I feel like you moving away, leaving that relationship is just you choosing yourself and protecting yourself, because you never know the next time he's going to beat you up. Because maybe the next time he's going to beat you up might be your last day on earth. So it's just a matter of you choosing yourself. And if God is going to judge you for that, I feel like you will understand. I feel like you understand, because God is an understanding God. You know, He didn't want you to move, but you felt like the environment, the situation was no longer good for your mental and emotional being.
Yeah. Now, I want to say something. This is a caution to all the ladies out there and the guys. If you're in any relationship and the guy is very abusive, advise yourself. Don't stay in the name of love.
Love, yeah.
Some ladies go to understand that, but I love him.
Love yourself first.
Love yourself first.
Put yourself. Yeah, but then for me, I feel like the Bible also states that there are consequences for your actions. So the red flags were shown. I'm sure you saw that in a relationship. There's this elder Machado said, you know what? There are things that God writes when you're in a relationship. Like, this one, they've agreed. So at the end of the day, don't come to me and say, Pastor, pray for me. Fast. No, you've agreed. Imagine your man calls you at 10 p.m., right? He's saying, babe, I'm outside. I'm doing this and this and that. I went to a party and stuff like that, right? And then you're like, okay, babe, I understand. Make sure you go home early. And now he's your husband. He comes back around 10. You want him to change. Change what? No. You agreed with it. And you still continued with a relationship with a guy who goes home at 10. So at the end of the day, there are things that you say, I chose them, and you have to live with them. Because at the end of the day, if you choose to leave this man, it's okay. There are things that now worse. You die. This person is abusive. He beats you every day. You have to leave. But you're not allowed to remarry. That's the Bible. Now you have to stay single for the rest of your life.
This one we are talking about doctrines. People have different doctrines.
But then that's what God. That's why it's the Bible says. Yeah.
When it comes to the Bible, right, I love the Bible so much. People read the Bible and then have a different understanding to the Bible. That is why we have different churches, and different doctrines, right? But then, there is this thing that I wanted to just say. This generation, we call ourselves the Gen Zs, right? The criteria to how we actually pick partners is very, very awful. It's very appalling. Because, to me, you see, let's be honest, these days, a lot of guys, let me put it, 80% of guys, when they are looking for a woman, they first look at the nyash and then the boobs. Before they come to actually come to the most important thing, the character and all those stuff. The girls too also look into, okay, is he tall, handsome, having money, before they also come to, it is both ways. Let's not deceive ourselves.
Yeah.
That we skip a lot of talking stage, or let's get to know each other and all those kind of things. And then they actually get married, and then or they get into marriage, and then a lot of complications. That is where they realize that, okay, there was more to life than Nash. There was more to life than being this handsome and all those kind of things. I saw this meme that it says it was two guys. There's this guy that had dressed with jeans tucked in with a long sleeves and some shoes, right? And then there's this guy, tall, handsome. Is it God's plan and your plan? You see, so sometimes the plan of God for you might not be the same as yours. But then if you actually stick to you knowing yourself, this comes to our topic. If you identify yourself to know, okay, this is me. This is how I've come to love myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to anybody regarding this whole thing. When it comes, it's me. I have to bear the consequences to this whole thing. So let me just be true to myself and go for what I feel like is going to be very, helpful to me.
Yeah.
But then we don't do that.
That's true.
That is what a lot of people these days, we are working with specs. We are working with this type, this type, this type. And if you believe it, you can just ask our parent. Back in the days, even till now, our parents get married 25 years, 30 years. You will never see them fighting. You will never see them married successfully. But these days, 5 years, divorce. 2 years, divorce. I know some couples that got married, right? The following month they divorced. And after
That's
spending a
true.
lot of money to do wedding and all those kind of things, then what is the essence of all these things? You get what I'm trying to say? So when you don't love yourself, this is some of the causes that will lead you into depression. That is where your mental health, you begin to just think otherwise and all those stuff.
Yes.
But then I also want to ask this mental thing in relating to our spiritual life. Since we are talking about God.
Yeah.
How does our mental health affect our spiritual life? Or how do we get to know ourselves? Because self-love, as you said, is the mind, right? So how do you identify yourself in the spirit or spiritually?
For me, this guy that I had talking about conscience, right? He ever done some stuff, right? And then way after doing it, you just hear this voice telling you what you did is wrong. What you did is wrong. Or wait before you do it. Don't do this. Don't do this. Right? Someone say that conscience or the sixth sense, that's actually God talking to you, right? That's God talking to you, telling you not to do this, or actually telling you to do right, right? And this thing that I asked my friend, right? I asked my brother, how do you do it? Like, how do you have multiple sex partners, right? And don't you feel the remorse, right? And like what I'm doing is wrong. And then you're like, no, I don't feel it. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I get it. But then I just started thinking, this guy no longer has conscience. Or maybe he does, but he's no longer paying attention to the voice, right? He has blocked whatever communication path that he has with God, right? So conscience is now nothing to him, right? So for me, it's very, very important for you to listen to that voice, right? Because most of the time, when you listen to that voice, right, it really helps us avoid a lot of disasters in our life. So I think it's all about conscience. Because with conscience, if you really, really pay attention to your conscience, I don't think you do some evil stuff that you be doing.
Okay.
Michelle.
You said you have anything to say?
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay, so the question, but I've even forgotten the question. So now the question is, how do you identify yourself, right? Spiritually, because we are talking about self-love, right? So how do you identify? First and foremost, let me ask you: do you believe in the spiritual world, or do you this is a question to us all? What is the spiritual world? I'm sure we've heard this thing called spiritual realm. Yes, do you believe in that?
Yes.
If you believe in that, what is it?
I think the spiritual realm is where things happen that we don't see, excluding heaven. It's like there's an in-between space where things happen.
Okay.
Let's say, what can I say? I don't want to say things. Okay, let's say witches, right? They're in a different space where we can't see them. They're in a different dimension. In that realm, that's where like the angels will be fighting for us. That's like the spiritual realm for me. That's how it is. That's how I view it.
Okay.
For me, that's one topic that I always argue with my father and my mother, because I always tell them, I don't believe in witches and stuff. I do believe that there is Satan, right, and he does evil stuff.
Yeah.
But for these guys, the witches and stuff, I'm just like, what? It only gets to you when you actually believe in it, right? But on the other hand, right, I don't feel like I'm too ignorant or arrogant or too stupid to actually test them. Because I know sometimes you think there's nothing and then you provoke them and then they get you. But I just don't actually believe with how they were. Because if you find it, there's a lot of uncertainty with how those guys were. So for me, the spiritual world, I know it's there, but I don't think I really, really do understand everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I really like that. What do you think about it too, the host? Because
Okay.
I really like
Yeah.
the fact that there is two different beliefs.
I think,
I'm
yeah.
learning, like, because I want to ask so many questions regarding this. What do you also think about it?
So for me, I think I'm in the same page with him.
With him, okay.
Yeah. I feel like people say, oh, there's witchcraft and stuff like that, right? But then for me, I don't believe that.
Okay.
I feel like it's also because of it's all because of there's this great controversy between God and Satan.
Okay.
So somehow he wants us to believe that
Who was this belief?
Satan.
Okay.
So that because he came to destroy, steal, and what, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and kill. So somehow he wants us to focus on that and put, because now if we look at most of the Pentecostal churches, it's all about praying your enemy, your what that is, then not focusing on let's know who God is. Let's learn about Jesus. Let's have that, I don't know, that Bible understanding. Like they don't, it's more focusing on this and this. Yes, we should have like a relationship with God. That's the spiritual part to me. It's my relationship with God. How do we connect? How do we communicate? How do I talk to my Father? That's my spiritual part. Do I talk to God the same way I talk to my dad? Because he is my Father. So I should be able to talk to him like the way I talk to him like my
I have
dad.
a question.
Yeah.
you
So
have a
the
question?
thing
No, I
is,
wanted to say something.
the thing with this spiritual realm, I don't know much about it and I don't believe in it. So for me, when it comes to spirituality, what spirituality means to me is that relationship. That's the spiritual part that I understand. And what is God say? What is he saying to me? So yeah.
I have a question for the two of you. You're Christian, right?
Yes.
You're Christian. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes.
Exactly. Now, I have only one question. But before I ask the question, I want to say this. Spirituality actually exists. Even the first scripture in the Bible, Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The first question you should ask yourself, where was God before the beginning? It should tell you that spiritual stuffs do exist. That is why the Bible was not given to us for us to only know who Christ is, but it's a life guide unto us as believers.
Yeah.
If it does not exist, the Bible was not going to caution us. According to Galatians chapter 6, verse 10 downwards, right? It says that put on the full armor of Christ, so that you may stand against these things. In verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and other spirits. Right? It means that those spirits actually do exist. All right?
Yeah.
Now, let me give you also another example. Jesus was with Peter. When Jesus was going to pray on the mountains, he went with Peter, James, and was it Andrew? I forgot the three brothers, right? Like two brothers and Peter. When Jesus saw Moses and Elijah, they came. You know that scripture, right? Yes, exactly. The Bible says that after that, Peter saw it and he said, "For this one, we are not going anywhere. Let's make three tents: one for Elijah, one for Moses, and one for you." He had forgotten about themselves, and the Bible says that Jesus acknowledged that Peter was not speaking by himself; he was being possessed, right? And he rebuked that. That is one. Two, if you read the book of Job, the Bible says that Satan was in the midst of God's meeting, and God asked, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I was going around this, that." And that is where Satan actually had a conversation with God, and God gave the permission to Satan to harm Job. That is another one. Two, if you read the book of Acts chapter 16, the Bible says that there was a lady who was possessed with the spirit of divination. Now, all these things are agents of Satan that actually works against us, not to progress. And all these things that I'm saying, they said you believe in the Bible. I'm quoting this. I don't want to go much deeper, but then I'm just giving an example. Okay, so if you don't believe in those things, why did the Bible state that? And what is of use to us?
For me, what I do not actually believe in is the witchcraft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I understand and I do believe such a mistake. Right?
Yeah.
And the way you work, I feel like it's only about tempting me to do evil, right?
Yeah.
Or tempting me to do evil unto her. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. But for I don't really believe you tempt me to do evil unto her, like the witchcraft thing, and I don't think the witchcraft thing actually works, right? And some part of me feels like it only works if you believe it works,
exactly.
right? That's my part. But what you said, I 100% believe, and I can understand it, right?
Yeah.
My problem is just the witchcraft thing, like
No.
because okay, I'm like, okay, it's fine, right? Why do that? It's more like maybe it's because I don't have exposure, right? But I feel like it's mainly in Africa. I think some South American countries, right? And I think Mexico too, right? Those are them, and I think some parts of the Asian countries, New Zealand and Australia, those countries. I'm not very quite sure, but I feel like it only affects certain group of people, right, and not everyone.
Yeah.
So those are like, no,
Why not
it
everyone?
really works if you believe it works.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me just say this. For example, I wouldn't say witchcraft is in everybody's family, but then it is. Believe it or not.
True, yeah.
I don't want to say it is in every family, but then it is. And the fact that you think it does not exist doesn't mean that they do not exist. One, it might be that someone is actually praying or interceding for you and they are not getting through you. If those things does not exist, right? What can make someone, you can go to some certain families, right? And then you see a graduate turn into an alcoholic. When you go to the house, they are just, it's not, see, let me be realistic to you. You can be possessed by some spirit. Do you believe in love potion? You don't believe?
I've heard of it, but
Do you believe in love potion? Do you believe in native doctors, those kind of, like those juju, sangoma and all those kind of things? Do you believe in that?
but I feel like if you believe, then it's.
Do you believe in that?
No.
You don't believe in that? wait, I'll make someone do love portion or you fall in love very soon. You fall in love very soon. So if you see you falling in love with someone, don't worry. It's love. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So like those things just, to me, I've experienced it before. It doesn't exist. Other than that, why do you actually sleep and then lock your door? Why do you sleep and pray for God's protection?
Can I answer that?
What? No, I'm asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
If those things does not exist, there's no need for us to pray and ask for God's protection.
For my part, it's more like I do not believe they exist, right? But I'm like, you know what? If they do exist, I'm just gonna be safe.
Okay.
I just have to be safe.
Oh,
It's like, you know, I've been told there is a tiger in there, right? I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's no tiger, right? But I'm not going to then open that door because
Exactly.
what if it is there?
Okay.
That's
I
how-
understand you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours is more or less like you believe but you don't believe. You're on a neutral ground. You believe in that, right?
I
But you don't
definitely
believe. You don't believe it at all.
So let me
Okay.
explain why there is all this in this
Okay.
according to how I read the Bible and how I understand it. So when God created the earth, there was no sin, right?
There was no.
Sin in
Okay.
everything, right? And then he created his angels and everything. What? So there's a parable that is in Matthew 13, verse. It also explained part of it for me to answer his questions. So the thing is, now the disciples were asking Jesus, so if God created the heaven and the earth and he created us and he said he loved us, why then is there evil and all that, right? So part of it is like, what happens is, in that verse, it's a parable. The farmer sowed his seeds, right? And stuff like that. And then he said there was an enemy who came and put weeds in that. And then when the servant went there and see, why is there weeds when you sow good good seeds and stuff like that? Now why is there weeds in tears? And then God said, it's because of the enemy. The enemy has done this. So we have bad things that are happening. It's not it's because of the devil, because the devil wanted to be like God. He was not okay with him being an angel and with the gifts that he was given. You understand? So at the end of the day, we lock our door. There are things that happens to us. People have bad intentions and all that. It's because of sin that happened when Eve eat the apple and stuff, right? That thing, when that happens, there was sin that was invested in us. So because of that, that's why there are bad things. That's why they sit. And why didn't God? So the disciples are so the workers, the servants went to the master and said, "Can we just remove the weeds?" And then the master said, "We can't remove the weeds because the moment we removed, they are now attached to the teeth, right? To the seeds that was planted, these good seeds. So you remove part of it. So if God was going to destroy Satan and remove the evil, obviously one of the disciples was going to, because what Satan, when he went to Eve, he went to her and tell him like, okay, fine, things are like this, and he made Eve starting questioning God's character. Okay, so that part of being, so maybe God is not a fair God. You understand? So the moment that he was going to destroy Satan and everything, they would have thought that he's not a fair God. Because what if he was saying the truth? So he allowed everything to grow. Okay, so at the end of the day, the owner said, I will remove the weeds and I'll put them aside. and then I'll take the good seeds and I'll put it aside, and then I'll burn this and I'll destroy this, because now there's a clear picture. And when you're harvesting, everything is like you get it. That's why we have bad things happening.
I'm not cutting you off, right?
That's why
when it comes to the Bible, right, I'm very sensitive with that. Because let me be realistic to you. See, we came to meet 66 books in the Bible, right? And I have come to learn the books.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have a question. In terms of what you just said, right? This one, I'm being on a neutral ground to ask for people who believe in the Bible and people who don't believe in the Bible too. Do you think God was fair when he himself, he could not handle Satan, heaven, but through Satan to earth for us, that we don't have the power as he is to handle with him? Let me give an example. He gave an example as a tiger, let's say, being in a room, but he's not going to open, right? Even if there is. Now, I also want to ask this question. This is going to be very sensitive, but then I don't know how we are going to answer, because this also affects my mental health in some way. Okay. Let's say you're a mother, all right? Or let me use them as an example. Let's say the two of you are married, right? We are your kids. And then a snake came into this room, all right? That is your room. You saw the snake, you could not kill the snake. However, you caught the snake, and then you brought it to our room and threw it in our room, and you closed the door, and you said, "My kids, be careful. If you let the snake bite you, I will take you and burn you." Do you think that our parents are being fair? Does it make sense? Our parents, they could not kill the snake. They caught the snake and threw it in our room and cautioned us. We being the kids, that kids, be careful. If you let the snake bite you, I'm going to take you and burn you. Do you think our parents were fair? Be honest.
I think the Bible was the first say.
I asked the question.
No, this question is now it's because the question is we are talking of like God.
No, it's a question that.
No, I feel like. Let me know.
Let me try it.
Okay.
I feel like God didn't seem fair in that instance to us because we have an inferior mindset. We feel like we are not the same as God. We feel like we are less off and He's more powerful. But unfortunately, it's not like that. We are the same. We are created in the image of God. We are the children of God. So we are like God, right? So if we are like God, that means we are able to challenge Satan and defeat him.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Well, I'm not saying destroying him completely. We cannot destroy him completely. But only God himself can completely destroy him. So he felt like, let me throw him down there. And when the time comes for me to judge him, I will judge everyone in that instance. So he didn't want to judge him in that instance. He threw him down where his people were, so that after all is done and served, he will now judge us as a whole.
Yeah.
Let me correct you on something. You said God created, we are like same with God.
Yes.
Exactly. Let me just tell you something. When you read Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, the Bible says that let us create man in our image.
Yes.
So God created us in his image,
Yes.
not to be like him. There is difference between you being an image of someone and being like the person.
Yes.
Now, the only time man became like God was when, according to Genesis chapter 3, The Bible says that after they had eaten the food, God said, man has become like one of us. Listen, I know,
Yes,
see,
yes.
I told you when it comes to the Bible, I'm very
Yeah.
sensitive. I learned the Bible with my mind, and I have some certain questions, a lot. So man became like God after he had eaten the fruit of what? Now, the question is, God is all knowing, true or false?
Yes.
Now, if he knew that man was going to actually eat the fruit of good and evil, why did he first create it in the garden? That is one. Now, from Genesis to Revelation, have you heard the side of Satan's side of the story? No. Now, let me ask you this question: did Satan lie to Eve? If he said to Eve that, has God asked you not to eat any of this fruit? And he said we can eat any fruit except this one. And then Satan said, God is lying. When you eat, you become like him. Now, according to Genesis chapter 3, the Bible says that after eating, God said, man has become like one of us. Did Satan lie?
No, he didn't lie.
Exactly. Have you heard the side of the story of Satan?
No.
Exactly. Now, the question that I want to ask, if God is all knowing, why did he do that?
Okay, I feel like, let me give you an example
Okay.
of a mother. Like they have their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when you have kids, you give them rules.
No. Man is different from God. The Bible says that God is all knowing. Whatever that is happening tomorrow,
Yeah.
God knows.
Yeah.
Your mother does not know.
Okay, fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as God, yes, let's take this. As God, He created Adam, right? And then He gave him the helper Eve. And then they were given only one rule. Obviously, they were given rules. Okay, if you eat this, you are not supposed to eat this, right? But then Eve ate it because she wanted to be like him.
No.
Because
Can
she
I-
was told,
okay.
if you eat,
You'll
you
be like-
become, yeah.
No.
So she ate
No,
because she wanted to be like.
No.
So
Listen,
God,
listen,
wait.
don't lie on the Bible. The Bible says that God told them that the day that you eat this, you will die. That is what God
You
told them.
surely die, yeah.
Exactly. Now, God told them that when they eat, they will die. When Satan came, he said, no, if you eat, you won't die. You will be like him. So God and Satan, who lied?
No, but then
According to the Bible, be honest.
God didn't lie.
When
Why?
they ate the
Why
fruit-
do I say that? Because when He created Adam, he was not supposed to die. But now we are dying because they ate the fruit. So He didn't say, there is no part that's mentioned, the moment that you eat it, you are going to die. But He said, you will die.
No, yes.
Eventually, you die. So we are dying. He
Okay,
didn't
no,
lie.
Wait. The question is, he said, the day that you eat this fruit, you will die. Listen, the Bible is statement, English. The day that you eat this fruit, you will die. They ate the fruit. That day they did not die. Now, Satan said, if you eat this food, you will not die, but then you will be like. Now, confirmation. According to Genesis chapter 3, God said, now man has become like one of us. So I'm just asking, man has become like one of us. Now, that statement alone is a confirmation that now man has become like what? A god. True or false? Now, if now man has become like a god, are we supposed to die as God? No. Even the statement that God himself made is also a lie. According to the Bible, if you are following that. That is why I'm saying that when it comes to the Bible, I'm very sensitive, because the reason being that is the truth is being hidden from us. There's a lot of things that I once got the opportunity to have the Bible that was having 78 books, but we know of 66.
Yeah.
But then there is also a book, a Bible that is having 184 books. You understand? So it means that the truth has been hidden from us, that when we get much into this spiritual stuff, you will think and you will go into depression if you don't really seek understanding from the Holy Spirit. You understand?
Yeah.
So spiritually, a lot of people are actually going through depression. I'm telling you, because I ask myself, if you are serving the same God and you're having the same 66 books, why is it that your church doctrines is different from mine? Yours is different from mine. Yours is different from mine. And Christianity is the only religion that I've come to see divisions in it. It is the only religion. However, we all use the same 66 book. Why? Does it comes with the, is it because of the understanding or?
For me, I feel like the root cause of all the problems that you were asking, it's when they translated the Bible, right? Because in some languages there are no like direct translations. It's just loose, right? So you might find it because of those translations from one version to another, right? They lose meaning of the first edition compared to the edition that we have now. Has been lost. Right? And then the second thing, for me, reading the Bible and understanding it, it's more like how I do it. Sorry. It's more like how I come across my education. Right? When I read, the things that I understand, and then the things that I don't understand. And some things that I don't understand, right? I might actually write an exam and probably understand them after the exam, right? And some of them I might not even actually understand them after the exam. So for me, it's like, I may read the Bible. Some things I may be able to understand them after judgment, right? Because maybe I will have the chance to meet my maker, right? I might know them, but I may not be able to understand them. So for the time being, I'm just like, whatever that I don't understand, right? Let me have this what you call it, faith, right? And trust the scriptures, and whatever questions that I have, the day I meet you, you probably be able to make it known unto me. Like the person that you're asking about him not being fair,
No,
putting
I'm
his
asking
like
for some
yeah,
people.
and
Yes.
I actually have some non-believer friends, and now we don't really talk much because they are very very passionate about trying to make a point that we believe in God who is not powerful, blah blah blah. And for me, I'm like, what, I can't do this because maybe I'm not in the best state. I'm not the right person to to make an argument. But for me, it's, I believe what I believe, and I'm okay with it. And if you can't accept me for what I believe, then yeah, it's fine. You might as well cut ties. So for me, I feel like it's more of just having that faith, right? And just, some things they're best known to you, right? And you probably know it when we actually find time, or when we actually get to meet him, and that's after judgment.
Okay, so you were talking about the translation and all those things, right? And I believe that we've all heard about this. Ignorant of the law has no excuse, right? Exactly. Now, when you read the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 13, right? There was a scripture that we're talking about how the sun stood, still for a while. And then the Bible says that for this it was written in the book of Jah. Now, according to the books that we are having, or the normal Bible that we have been having, the 66 books, right? There is no book like Jah in it. Now, there are so many books that are missing from the same Bible that has been given unto us. So, such things, right? If you're a believer and you come to find out, trying to build your spiritual life, and you see that all these things are being missing from the book, that the Bible is saying that, okay, according to this, it was written in the book of Enoch, but then when you read the Bible, you don't find we don't have any book of Enoch, right? So, with all these things, how do we handle that? Because I told you, when it comes to the Bible, I'm very passionate and very sensitive because I really want to build my spiritual life. But then I've come to ask myself a lot of questions through that. And sometimes when I'm just meditating on that, right, it causes me to have depression. You understand? It causes me to have depression sometimes. So it is something that I'm very scared of. So I just really need help on that. Yeah, podcast into the yeah, from open some man. There you go. Over. So as I said, thinking about all these things as a believer, trying to grow my spiritual life and getting to know Christ through the Word of God that has been given unto us, I ask myself a lot of questions because of this, and it causes me to just think. And sometimes, through the thinking, my mental health become a stake, because you ask yourself a lot of questions that you don't find answers to that.
Okay, but have you ever read a verse that says, "For now we can see a reflection as in a mirror, but then we shall see face to face. And now we only know in part, but then we shall know fully, even as I'm fully known." So there are things that we are not going to understand because we only see a reflection of it. But then when we are now face to face with God, we will know fully.
Where are you going to see?
But then you shall see face to face. But then there's a part where God will destroy evil and everything, right? The judgment thing and everything, right? I don't want to say much about it because I don't know much about it. Yeah. So that time where the trumpets, what, and everything will happen. And then people that are in the grave, they will rise and all that, but there will be no sea, there will be no death, there will be no tears. It's there in Revelation, right? Then we shall know fully as we are fully known. So now there are things that we cannot understand, but then that time we will understand. I think we'll ask God now. Maybe you tend to ask God
okay. A lot in the Bible, and I think now this is a person who has come to learn the Bible to know that heaven is not for everyone. That heaven is for some certain people, the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, are you part of the Benjamin family, Levi, Issachar?
No, but we have a second life, right? After this, the life that we have that will not be sick. It's not like I don't know if there is eternal life whereby people will not be sick. There will be no death. There will be no sorrows.
And is
there will
that
be no
after the tribulation or before the tribulation?
I'm not sure about that. That's
Exactly.
why so at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying some things we will know after that, when that happens.
That is why I'm saying that this is a person who has come to learn the Bible to know that the Bible says that heaven is not for everyone. It's for the 12 tribe of Israel. And each tribe of the Israel, like each tribe, right, is going to have 144,000 people going to heaven. Now, in total, I want to ask you, do you know the tribe of Benjamin?
No. Yeah. Like
you know the
now,
tribe of Issachar.
Okay, fine. Let me answer this.
You and I, we are not part of the Israel.
But then we have, when God created the earth, He wanted people to live and live in it forever. But we are not living on earth forever. But then He says, there is no word that will come out of my mouth and come back if it's not fulfilled. So that word has to be fulfilled.
Can I get you a scripture that God says something and also it is not fulfilled? He said
but
something
it
else.
will be fulfilled.
No.
So when you don't pass today, it means you will not pass tomorrow. You will pass tomorrow.
That is why I'm saying that. Can I give you scriptures in the Bible where God says something and changed His mind? It was not fulfilled. See, let me tell you. I told you the Bible. I have come to learn it. This is, you see, we are going too much in the let's change it. Let's change it. It's okay. So this we are talking about self-love, right?
Guys, sorry.
Yeah, so sorry about it. It became like a Bible study. So let's dive into the topic. Now we are talking about identifying yourself in the spirit, right? Exactly. So how do one become mentally stable in his or her spirit or in this spiritual world that we are talking about?
For me, it goes back to conscience, because I believe that's God speaking, right? I'm going to use this story as an example. Like for me, uh, when it comes to cheating, right? It's something that's very difficult for me. Like I might be with a person that I know I don't really like, right? But me being with her, knowing that she thinks I really like her that much. For me, I'm not at peace with that. I want to tell you, you know what, it's fine. I am with you, right? But honestly, there's someone else out there that I really do like, right? So the decision is yours.
No, he's been open.
You
Like,
know what? Like right now, I'm making a decision, right? I like you, right? I want to be with you, right? But you are not number one. You are not, right? Number one, the person who I really do love is out there, and I can't be with her, right? And I've made a decision to be with you, right? If you're okay with it, yeah, then yeah, it's fine. I'm going to own up to everything to the relationship, but what I'm going to be honest with you is, you are not the real person that I really do love. Maybe you have to develop, right? Like into love, but I will make that absolutely clear. So like for me, I am at peace. And if we are to date, she knows, right? And she has made your own decision, right? So for me, it's more like my conscience is clear. Now I know, she made a decision, right? Whenever she's not okay with it, she may tell me, I'm done. I can't continue. Or from the get go, she tell me, no, it's fine. I can't continue. But for me to be in that relationship, making him believe that she is the one when she's not the one, I may just commit suicide because my conscience won't be clear.
Okay. I have a question for you. So why don't you fix yourself first? And yeah, like you can't, like now you are putting someone in a situation to understand, like, okay, fine, I want to be with this guy, but then he loves someone else. Would you want to be in that situation, that I want to be in a relationship with you?
No, he's talking about personal.
Like, for me, I'm like, you know what? This is why I'm really single right now. Because I know myself, like, my heart is under
that's the good
with that
thing.
person, right?
Yeah.
And if I am to move into another relationship, right, how can I tell you this what's happening? And if I were you, I wouldn't be with me, honestly, because for me, I can't live with it if for the other person. So the decision is up to her. The decision is up to you. I understand in some messed up situation, right? But I don't like if she wants that, fine. And if she doesn't, it's fine.
Okay. Can I say something on this? You see, let's be clear on some certain things. Bro, I really like your honesty. Trust me. And that is you, the self that is you. And you have to come to love that. It would be better to clear your conscience than to just live in your conscience. You understand? Now, one thing that I've come to know in this world is that making a decision to love is one of the best things. For example, that is how life is. If you don't learn how to be content with some certain things, right, you always have options. The reason being that is, you know that, okay, I really want to use iPhone 16 Plus or Pro Max or whatever it is. My money, I can't afford it. So let me go in terms with, let's say, Samsung. You get it? Now, this is a decision that you have come to just make. That this is me, this is what I can afford. So no matter what, since it is coming from me, I'll just take care of it very well.
Yeah.
Now, it is up to the phone, the Samsung, to just respond to whatever activity that I really want to just use it for. Whether it's going to be helpful to me, agree for me to use it to do those activities or not. So I think, words are spirit. It's very important.
Yeah.
So you can just clear your mind or your conscience by having a conversation with a person. Honestly speaking, this is not to look down on anybody, But then I think it is, sorry for me to just use this word, a person with a very low mindset will actually get offended to what he said. I'm telling you, see, no matter how beautiful you are, someone is beautiful than you.
Yeah.
No matter how good looking you are, someone is above you. You understand? So, whatever qualities that I will actually see in you to be with you, someone might have the higher than you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, if I get to meet the person having that qualities than you are, I would love to be with that person. But then this is the situation that I have chosen you, and this is a decision
That I've made.
I have made.
Okay.
But the problem is you letting the person know. But then this is the case.
Yeah.
It's your conscience.
Yeah, it's my conscience. Yeah.
So I also come back to her by saying that you should work on that. Maybe you should find a strategy.
Yeah.
If you can just find a certain, like book that you can, or a certain person that you can actually be saying those things to, not that person, to clear your conscience. I think that one too will be very helpful. But ladies of these days, when you just actually propose these things to them or just say this thing in front of them, they'll be like, okay, so you are making me an option. Okay, yeah, you see, this is where the problems comes in. Oh, am I lying? Just
It is an option
true.
though, and it is not fair to the other person that you're taking them as a second option.
Yeah.
You're not their number one priority.
Okay.
You can't be in a
Exactly, yeah.
relationship with someone who sees you as an option, not as their number one priority.
Yeah.
That is not fair. That is not a relationship. They are in a compromising state. You're not in the same vibration or energy when it comes to love with that person. That's not really genuine though. You're wasting each other's time.
Yeah.
Aside the decision,
Yeah.
even if the decision comes in,
Even if you make the decision, you are wasting your time because that person doesn't love you enough. They don't love you. They don't
I want
give.
to ask a question before you continue, please.
Yes.
Do we learn how to love, or love is something that is there that you just go into it?
Well, it depends on how you define love.
What is love to you then?
I say that love is a constant decision of having to choose someone to make them your partner. Constantly choosing that person as your partner. Let's say I want
That
to be
is
with
learning, right?
Yeah.
you. Yeah, you can. Even if you have the feeling, you can still choose the person still. But the feeling is not enough to say that this is love. The feeling might fade away, so it is not
I
enough.
do understand. So I'm just
Yes.
asking, you can love someone to make the person your priority.
Yes, you can.
So if that is the case, why would you have an issue with the person telling you that you are not my first priority, but I'll learn how to by my decision?
Okay, now the
Well,
thing
that
is,
is different. If they're saying that they will learn to love you, that is different from saying that I have an option and
You did not say that.
okay, the problem comes in.
yes,
Yeah.
you have
I
the
can't
option.
be with her, right? Like I know, like it's fine. Like it's almost like everyone wants, like something good in their life, right? And but there comes to a point where you realize you can't have exactly what you want, right?
Yeah.
And then now you have to settle with what you have, right? And then you are going to treat what you have, right, as good as if you actually got what you actually wanted in the first place. That's what's happening here. This is my situation that I'm trying to explain.
For me, I don't have an issue with you choosing, but I have an issue with you telling her. Like, and also, like, I don't know, I think there are things that even if you want to tell maybe somebody, you can't tell them, like, because when you tell someone something, you also have to think, how are they going to respond to it? You understand? So you're telling a girl, and I have someone that I love and I can't change it. Do you know the meaning of I can't change it? Meaning, I'm second. Imagine knowing for the rest of your
No,
life.
see, there are some things that we have to come to
Yes,
accept in
yeah,
life.
to accept in life.
See, for example, imagine like I'm a guy, right?
And I tell you,
And then listen, like I want to just say this. Imagine a guy using like an iPhone 6 or 7, right? And then approaching the lady that you love. And then you went and the lady's in the Lamborghini using 16 Pro Max. You yourself will just no, this person is, I want to be with this person, but then this person is actually higher than me.
Yeah.
So let me go for my level. I think that is the perspective that my brother is coming in from. Right?
For me, it's okay. That because now it's a choice that he's going to make, and at the end of the day, with what you said, you're not going to be. There are actions when you love someone. There are actions that you do, or now you expect the person that you are with to be the person that you love. There is a risk of that. You understand? So there's also a risk of, are you going to be sure you're not going to change the person that you are with to be the person that you love? You get it?
Yeah.
That's the risk.
The risk there is actually I won't change it. I won't. Honestly, I won't. The risk is, what if the possibility of me being with the other person arises? Me being honest, I would duck. I'll move quickly. Because
bro, that's why I don't support
so you see,
that's why I don't support.
so now it's because of the financial issues, right? Okay, I don't know the situation. Let's say maybe it's because of the financial issue. The late is there, and now you are making choices and you are here, right? And then you evolve and now you are here. So are you going to leave this person that you chose?
This one, don't look at my face.
And now
like for me, it's
are you going to, because if it's a choice, you are going to be with the same person that you chose when you were nothing. You can't go now because now you have something. You can't say, okay, because we talked about this last Friday. Could now then insurance, so I'll explain it. Ndoda kuthanda ndakushikira, and now because wakudzishikira ndo dzawakuendera, but then there was a time that wanga usingashikiri and you chose dzawanga uchishikira. So you are going to change your choices because now you are now a better person. So now you are going to go for the person that you see, that risk, that was like, I felt like if you love somebody, don't go and be in love with someone and choose, unless you're going to say, I'm going to be with this person no matter what. This is what, because love now is a choice. You can't change your mind because now you now have money and everything. This person that you love,
love. See, people actually mistaking love for infatuation.
Exactly.
Let me
For
be
me, I actually tell you,
see, true love is when you actually make decision to be with someone and make up your mind to consume all this, like consequences that comes. So love is a decision that comes with a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, the feeling is not a fundamental thing, or it's not a major thing to base on to be with someone. I can have feelings for someone, right? But it doesn't mean that I just really want to love the person or I love the person. It can be lust. See, there are so many people that they've actually seen this person, right? They want to be with this person. Once you just get to or have the person, do whatever you want to just do with the person. You see, like that thing that you're feeling will just be gone.
Yeah. He's saying, so now, if I've understood him well, he can't be with this person maybe because they're on the same level, right?
No.
Okay, there are things. But then you said, so then you said, the moment that you are in that position that you'll be able to get her, you can change your mind and go. Now, do you think it's fair now to the person?
Honestly,
so that's why I said.
This one I'm not with you.
That's why I said.
One I'm not with you.
If you feel like you love this person, and you want to be with this person, right? And there are things that there are barriers. Work on those barriers, and then go for that person, because now you can't choose someone else. And then and now if you have a feeling of, if things change and those barriers are no longer there, I can leave this one and be there. That won't be fair. You understand? So if you feel like there is a situation that I love this person, and the decision, I've made my choice that I will love this person for the rest of my life. If you're in that state, don't date. I don't know what you're going to do. Either be seeing,
For my brother. Do you love for do you love for a reason?
The person that I love.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love it because she challenged me to be a better person.
You see,
Like it's she just make me be like the person that I really love being, right? And the other person is just like, I can just do whatever I want.
You see,
Like there is not that challenge for me to
That
have
means-
this certain image.
the
that I
reason
have.
the reason why I ask this is, if you have a reason to love someone, that is not love. What if that reason actually leaves? What if someone also comes in to challenge you much better than that person? You
Yeah.
understand? So I think this one is individual different. So this one, my brother, I'm out. I'm not supporting you. For this one, I'm not supporting you.
No, like what I'm trying to say is, for me with this person, right, is we've known each other for a very long time, and we have this. Okay, we can be friends, right? If people actually say yes, they think, these people, they're just friends. We have known each other for a very long time, right? But it actually goes beyond that, and the way she actually makes me become a better person. There's certain things that you'll be like, I can't do this thing because what if my mom sees this? Right? You have been those situations that you can't do A, B, C, D because you feel like if you do them, you'll disappoint your mother, right? That's how I feel with that person. If I do these things, I feel like I would have let her down, right? Because of whatever we have been through, the standards that you hold accountable, right? Those things. And for me with this person, honestly, I'm just like, I can be wherever I want to be. Right? There is no remorse if I become or if I do not be the person that I actually want to be, right? There are no standards, right? I'm here, she'll take me. I'm here, she'll take me. Like there's no. What can I say?
But men say that they want someone who accepts them
toxic.
for what they are. But when they get that person, they're like, nah, she doesn't take me serious. It doesn't matter if I'm poor or if I'm rich. Like guys are not understandable. Like
We are
like be
actually.
fixed. If you want someone who wants you as a rich guy, or who wants you, or someone who makes you feel a certain way, then go for that person. Why are you accepting the girls that you feel like they accept you anyhow? If you have a certain standard, go for that standard. Why are you settling for less and making girls feel less of as a person just because?
According to him, not that you are not a standard. You are.
Yeah.
You see, let me tell you something. Ladies, when you are going for ladies, right? Most statements, ladies. For me, if you are coming for me, you have to love me for who I am. Yes. Someone should love you for who you are, but then it doesn't mean that loving you for who you are, there shouldn't be upgrade. There shouldn't be changes.
Yeah.
You understand? For example, let's assume that a lot of guys, let's say someone actually came for you. He came for you because of the character that he's actually looking of, all the good things that, but then in terms of physical, or specs, you are not, right? So me loving you for who you are, it doesn't mean that you should just maintain this. There are some certain things that you can also maybe hit the gym, if do some certain things to upgrade yourself. Be the reason to why when he goes out, he'll come back early. Be the reason why he'll always find you attractive, sexy, not to think of any other people. But then a lot of people are actually lazy, especially ladies. Most of the ladies are actually lazy. I'm being honest. You see, relationship, you need to put a lot of effort. It's not just
true.
one base. Because you ladies feel like when you're in a relationship, right? One thing that I've come to notice, ladies feel like they are the only people that needs to be loved. Me, the guy, you're a guy, As if we don't have blood in us. We also need to be loved. You understand?
That's true.
So we need to put a lot of effort.
That's
Both
true.
sides. Okay, this is the things that you need. You need to make. So let me just provide those things. Now you have to put a lot of effort by working out, putting your body in shape. Okay, this girl, hey God, you see, let me just go crazy about you.
Okay.
You understand? But then you come, you'll be eating 12 a.m. you eat, then like within a month you become very chubby and all those kind of things, and then you get love me for who I am, you'll be complaining. That is not how it is.
Yeah.
We should just, have this mindset for both sides.
Yeah.
That, okay, this person is actually doing his part. Let me also do my part. You can only be treated as a queen if you let the king in him out.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that is the part that I'm going to support my brother. That if you're actually going to put a lot of effort in becoming like how he wants you to become, then fine, you can just do that. You get what I'm trying to say? Exactly. That is how I think that is to the point. But then even if you are doing that, then he still have that one I don't support. He's not my brother. I'm telling you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Due to our time, we are not going to continue with this episode. So stay tuned for part 2. And then I'll just conclude that with self-love, right? Let's talk of self-love. Then the rest, we'll talk about it in the episode 2. So with self-love, you have to learn to love yourself. Loving yourself, it means forgiving yourself for the past mistakes that you've been making or that you are making. You have to forgive yourself and say, okay, fine, I did this, but let me forgive myself and move on and not dwell in what you did or in what you're doing. Also, you also have to learn to put boundaries. Like, okay, I'm not going to be in this situation because I feel like, no, this, I'll feel lonely or I'll feel out of place and stuff. I need a team, I need a community. So at the end of the day, you set boundaries like, these are my values, this is me. I'm not going to compromise them. Don't compromise your values. Don't compromise your beliefs. You should stick to them. Stick to who you are at the end of the day. So guys, we love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And subscribe to my co-host's YouTube.
Yes.
We'll put the link below, and her podcast also. And then to support our author, go and buy his books. We'll also put the links below. So thank you so much.
But
Bye.
wait. When he writes books about relationship, don't mind. That was just a good one.
Okay, guys. So
bye-bye.
bye.